Hey guys, just making this very quick video to, I suppose, to record and to touch base with what's been going on with the HAMS UK and Ireland first meeting that we had in preparation to open a public group. So, myself and Lisa have had a chat. I'd say a good long one. I didn't check the time this morning. Today is Saturday, the 7th of April. So we had a good long chat this morning, and she would like to open in London a harm reduction group, maybe once a fortnight. That's what we're looking at. I'm going to go over and help her. And we're looking at funding. So one of the things that came up for us was we look at crowdfunding and fund me and them other things. But where do we send the money to? Will we send it to Ken and or maybe April or someone who in the harm reduction head office section would take it, and then as she needs it to pay for different things, you release it? Or, how do them things work? Do you have, like, will she open a credit union account locally? I know for the long term, yeah, that's going to be the right way to go. But short term, like, what do we do? Because I suppose, Ken, you need to know as well what's happening with hams around the world. Um, so that was one of the things. Another one of the things that came up, and neither of us really had thought about it until we were actually talking about it. And maybe Monica Richardson could give us her tuppence worth here on this, but we were thinking, would it be better to open the public harm reduction group at the moment for women only? Um, Again, no discrimination against men or anything like that, but after watching the 13th step, we're kind of thinking, like, if people who are going to AA, and I'm not talking about the guys that are being sent through the courts. I'm talking about just um, people who like to narcissistic men who like to target vulnerable women. Do some of them, like, are some of them already using AA and mental health rooms and stuff like that to target vulnerable women? Um, and would they do the same with hams? And chances are they would. So that's why we're thinking maybe to start with it being a woman's group only. I know we might get a bit of backlash for that, especially for men who are good men that only want to use the meeting room for the right reason. But I suppose we have to think of, look at the whole picture. Um, so maybe you could have a think about that and advise, and maybe send this on to Monica Richardson, and maybe she could guide us in that direction. So they're the two main things. The finances, where we send them, in order to, it'll be things like we'll have to start looking at some literature to give to people. And God, I hate to sound very AA, but for people who might ladies who might walk through the door that don't have a clue what harm reduction is, um, that clearly there's books there now. Again, thank you, Ken, for the books. Mine arrived yesterday, and I think Lisa said hers arrived yesterday as well. Just cannot believe your generosity and the support that we've been getting from you, from both yourself and April, um, in moving hands across the world and into the UK and Ireland. So, if you could just, I won't keep you any longer now because I know you have a life to live. If you could just think about them two things, where to send the money. We're going to be looking at it anyway in the meantime. I don't know if some of them organisations, they hold on to the money and then it's released to you if you get to a certain number. I think some of them you have to say, okay, I need £5,000 to set up this group, and you have to say that you're going to be you want to be funded for £5,000, but if you don't meet your target of £5,000, all the money goes back to the people who gave it in the first place. I think that's the rules of one of them GoFundMe things. But anyway, you can let us know, because I was even thinking of reaching out to the UK and Ireland harm reduction people who are using the service, who are using the Facebook page. Now, I'm not talking about tapping them for money or anything like that. I'm just saying, look, here's a little link if you want to donate a few quid to help, to maybe pay the rent or to get the tea and coffee or something like that. Maybe you could think about, if there's a surplus, then what you want to do. Maybe April could write up a few flyers, and we could use that money to print them off. So I don't know. It's all kind of new to us, and I'm sure you have a system and a way or a wish, and you've thought about how you want this to go. So I'm gone over 6 minutes now, so I'll leave it at that. And if you could let me know, or let us both know, I'll send this video to all of us, and I'll send it to Monica as well, so hopefully she'll watch it and be able to give some feedback on it. Okay, we shall talk to you soon. Goodbye from the west coast of Ireland. We hope to see you here soon.